Okay, no tricks. Joe has not done one of these before. I haven't done anything any different than I normally would. And I'm going to hold that up there. And I can fish that where it goes. Start the screw here and see exactly where this thing is. So I'm going to have to hold that one up, it looks like. Get that started. Okay. Now I can come over to this one, hold that up in there, make sure it's pushed into the slot, into the groove. This one's pulling out just because I haven't tightened it up, but I don't really care about that just yet. Main thing is I want to get these started. Now I can take my screw, and this is sucking it up from the back side. Come on. I got this one just slightly loose in the hole. Once I start pulling it up, it's gonna suck up. Okay, might have to pull out on it a little bit. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, see the plastic goodie on the outside was spinning because I didn't pull out and keep the pressure on it. Once I pull out, now it's sucking into the back. And see this little thing, I don't want this to confuse you. That little thing just snaps off. That was our little goodie. We can pull away, and that's sucking it up from the back right now. Okay. You can hold this one on the back so it's pulling in. See, it's pulling in on my fingers right now. Now I can kind of hold both of those, and now it's going in. And see, I can adjust. I'll have to adjust this and make sure I got it so it's covering the holes and all that. Okay. I can still adjust it and everything. Okay, so you can pull this out a little bit. Same thing here. Do the top a little bit, do the bottom a little bit. The same go. Kind of tricky. Even if you had your hole cut perfect, I could see it maybe sliding around, and then you got to make sure you've got it back in the slot when you get going. Okay, I'm going to get this tighter first. Make sure it's lined up. Break that little tab off. You want to break that off if it's showing. Okay. Make sure I get back into the sheetrock hole I reamed out. And I can see once I get this tight, it's going to be pretty snug. And I don't want to just tighten it right now. I want to get this so it's kind of set a little bit better. Then I want to take my measurements again, tighten up one, lift up the other side, back and forth, make sure it's level before I sink it home. Keep working it. Have your level ready. Remember those little black tabs I took off and I said it really didn't matter? Well, I guess it does matter, because if that tab breaks off, then the plastic round goodie has an oblong section to it and it could stick out beyond your trim. So I loosen that up and I retighten that one up and I push this back up into place. And now I've got it pushed tight and I'm pulling out with the screw as I'm screwing it in with my fingers. Because the black ear was sticking down below there, and I thought, why is that? And I was sure I cut the hole right and everything, and it was because that needed to be swiveled back up. So, you know, if you got a loose one, you can hold that into place, push it on there, and then tighten it up just the way I showed you. Okay? There's a tip for you. Well, I guess there was a reason why I should have used these little templates to begin with, huh? Because it's double-sided sticky tape. Had I put those on there first, then after I cut the hole out on each one of those, as I put those black things in, the black would have went around the edge of the sticky and it wouldn't have twisted and it would have stayed in place, even if that little plastic nib snapped off. You remember? So I should have used that. I can do that on the next one. These will still work, and these are still just as tight as the other ones. Okay. So now I've got this kind of snug over here. Before I tighten this up all the way, I just want it snug enough so it's not really going to move. Then I can check this. This one's kind of snug too. I can check it with my torpedo level. I can put that on there, and that looks perfect. If you don't have that, you can measure how I told you before, from the top of the ceiling on down. You get your tape measure and hold it right to the center of that, and then transfer your mark. Know that you're right on, or the other way is I showed you how to level this. Okay, your ceiling could be off too. Sometimes I've seen ceilings off. Most of the time, they're pretty much on. Okay, so now that I know that it's okay, I can go ahead and tighten her up. Remember how to put this on? There's some little nibs there. You look where these nibs are on the grab bar. We're going to swivel that into place. I want to do it evenly. I don't want to get it so far and snap one and find out I should have slid it over into place first. Okay, voila, and I'm going to twist it just a little, like that, and it's on there. See, it doesn't need to be twisted very much. You're not going to get much once you have this screwed onto the wall. Okay, that way, next time you get ready to take this off, you have to loosen that up. See, I just did it that way, and now I've got it loose. Then you have to kind of wedge it off with your fingernails or something, because you don't want to gouge up the wall, you know. I'm just going to push it and turn it tight, and there it is.